Welcome to the grand opening of the Sculpture Center. At the Sculpture Center, you'll see a couple posters. The one on the left is about paper sculpture techniques that you can use. The one on the right has setup. You want to gather your materials. You can look at the pictures around the center to see what materials you have available. You can gather your tools such as scissors, box cutter, cutting board, clear tape, masking tape, duct tape, stapler, glue, glue gun, ruler, pencil. Those tools you will use as needed, otherwise just leave them up in the places that they are. And you also need to set up your workspace. Clean up. Make sure you return all unused materials so other people can use those materials. Return tools. Write your name and class on the bottom of your sculpture and place sculptures on the class box that we'll put on our class shelf. There's also posters about tests like upside down shake test, make sure your project doesn't fall apart, that it's balanced, and the transformation test where we make sure that I can't tell that all the different materials you use are from different like oatmeal box and stuff. You should be able to paint over those things so that way we can concentrate on what your actual finished sculpture looks like. There's also attachment techniques. 3 attachment techniques that does not use glue or tape include the hole punch and wire and string, brass fasteners, and the simple slit attachment. Those 3 attachments you do not need tape or glue. So what do we have for materials and tools? We have some fun scissors that are different zigzags and such. Those are the colored ones there. Then we have the red ones. There's 12 regular scissors. Please use scissors for soft objects like paper, construction paper, and fabric. Do not use them for wire or cardboard as they will ruin the blades. I have lots of different types of glue. I have Elmer's glue, tacky glue, and glue sticks. I also have hot glue guns. Hot glue guns you will need to take a safety test before using, and then you're welcome to use them. I have masking tape here. There is clear Scotch tape on my desk. If you need duct tape, just ask. I have just a little bit of that, so please, that's on a ask. You have to ask me to use those. Then I have a container of beans, and then a container of brass fasteners there. Over here is hole punchers if you need, and you'll see a box. Your sculpture needs to fit into that box, please. Due to our space restrictions, if your project needs to be bigger because you're working in a large group, you need to come and talk to me for a variance. Remember, I have 500 students and limited space when we're all doing large projects. So your project needs to fit in that box. It does give you the dimensions there if you just want to measure out your project instead of seeing if it actually fits in the box. You can just look at the measurements there. I have pipe cleaners, different types and sizes. The needle nose pliers are for cutting wire, and pipe cleaners have wire inside them, so use the needle nose pliers for cutting the pipe cleaners, please. I also have, in the drawers are labeled. In this drawer, if you open it up by the sink, it has noodles, it has scrunchy paper, it has beads, it has different types of lids from different containers. If you have any cool objects at home that you can donate for Sculpture Center, please bring it in and we'll add it to our goodies here. In this drawer, again, it has a picture. It's only soft materials. Please only put soft materials in here. This would be like fabric, and I'll show you. We've actually recycled those recess balls because they're plastic and we can cut it and use it. But these are all soft objects in here, and we want to keep it that way as we stick our hands in there. This lid also comes down really loud. Please set it down gently. Then in the drawer next door we have, you'll notice it's nice and neat. Please try to keep it organized so that the next class can find things easily. We have popsicle sticks. We have like cotton filling. We have foam squares that were donated. And we have lots of different sizes of construction or cardboard and mat board and foam board that are leftovers from different projects that we can use for our structures. Some other tools that you'll need to take a safety test on are including box cutter, X-Acto knife, and the cutting board, and the hot glue gun. Those 4 objects you'll need to take a safety test, a quick safety demo and a safety test, so that way you can use them properly and safely, but you are welcome to use those. At this time, if you want to use the Sculpture Center, I would recommend at some time you take the tag by the door, so you're responsible for the Sculpture Center. So I'm going to bring you over here. Only one person in the class needs to take the tag, but you can trade up. Since the Sculpture Center has green posters, I have a green tag, and we'll read that real quick together. So if you take the tag, this is what you are responsible for. It says, let's see if I can focus this here. Here we go. Let's see. I'm not focusing. Come on. Okay, I'm going to read this and see if this will focus if I hold still. I'm choosing to be responsible for checking the Sculpture Center at the start and the end of class to make sure all supplies are where they should be and are in good condition. If anything is missing or not in a good condition, I can fix it or tell Mrs. Banks. I'm just going to read this so that way you don't get, it's kind of hard to read. What do I need to do? Look at the picture at this Sculpture Center and count supplies. So that means for the Sculpture Center, you have a lot of supplies to take a look. So here's a picture of what it should look like. So if you need to know how many glue bottles, just take a look at the glue bottles and count them in the picture. If you need to know how many hole punchers are there, it's labeled on the container, and the needle nose pliers, and so on. Also, don't forget to look in the containers. Does this center container look all clean and organized for the next class? Please check each of the 3 drawers. Then it says, does the materials need to be refilled or a tool need to be fixed or replaced? Please, if so, write down on the refill fix-it list on the blue cart by Mrs. Banks' desk. When all is done, give this tag to Mrs. Banks at the end of class. So, you're responsible to check the center out at the start of the class and at the end of the class. If the center is not looking good at the beginning of class, please tell me so I hold the last class responsible. If you don't tell me until the end of the class, I'm still going to hold this class responsible. Your job is to make sure that everything's looking good at the beginning and at the end of class. I think that's it. So, the boxes. I will have a box with your class name on it to put sculptures in when I see that people need big spaces to put them in. I think that is it at this time. Have a fabulous day and welcome to the Sculpture Center.